Sup, people? I said we go surfing on that gravity wave once we get done with this. Half pack? Oh, yeah. What's up? What is up, agents, and welcome back. This is Nephilim Entertainment. I'm your host, S.H.I.E.L.D. Thanks for tuning in and watching my special. This is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I am covering episode 9, Best Laid Plans. Because we all know the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. have those, right, people? I mean, come on. These guys, sometimes you don't know if they're flying by the seat of their pants or if this is all laid out, like, awesomely. I think a lot of it's just dumb luck, but I'll let you be a judge of that. So, we're starting to put things in perspective. By that, I mean we're starting to see how things really are and how they matter. First of all, you got Phil Collins and his group down on surface of the earth, and they're trying to put everything into perspective as far as, are they going to be able to get off this rock? Are they going to be able to get back? And most importantly, what's going to happen when they do? Because inevitability says that eventually they're going to go back and cause the destruction of the world anyway, so hey, it seems like we're just going right back to the beginning just to do this all over again. Yay! Right? And Mac's perception is, yeah, he's basically creating a monster in a way. I mean, Flint sort of went on a, yeah, guys, let's get him, let's do this kind of mentality. So, our boy might not be a boy for much longer. He might be Stone Cold Killer, right? Well, in all of this, we learned some nice little things about our characters. Like one, May being a mommy. Yeah, apparently she was Robin's mother figure up until she died. And then Robin eventually kind of just lost it after that, I guess. Not being able to keep grips with the present day and constantly blending their timelines. And we learned that Voss and Owen were the best of buds. Apparently, they didn't really see eye to eye on how to handle things. And now Voss is trying to basically coerce Diedrich, or Deke, or sorry, Deke, into possibly betraying Coulson and the rest of the agents. Will he succeed? Who knows? All I know is this is Flint wants to fight. Flint wants to basically run and gun and take out as many blue creeps as he can, and Mac is not really wanting to train a killer. We already seen what Flint is capable of with his rocks. Imagine if you give him the assistance of a gun. And I'm really liking Flint's character because Mac's character's always been sort of the nurturing big brother slash father figure for most of these characters. I mean, after everything went on, he kind of took Daisy under his wing. Before that, it was Fitz, who was having a hard time recovering from the little incident that Wart put on him. So, in not only that, he sort of, took on Yo-Yo as a protege. So, in a way, you gotta admire Mac because he always sort of seems to be that Obi-Wan Kenobi to everyone's Luke Skywalker. I mean, he really, and yeah, I did pop out a Star Wars reference there, just like the show. He really has a means of being sort of the guiding light for people, and it's kind of interesting to see if he's able to actually do that with Flint. Flint's grown up in a rough environment, and he's always been by himself lonesome, and he's had everything taken from him, so it's interesting to see if his character's actually going to develop sort of a little bit of humanity to him, or if he's just going to be doomed to be the result of his environment. We'll see. But on a creepier and starlight note, Tess is back. Look, I'm sorry, but I've learned anything from any kind of Marvel TV show is looks are deceiving. Yeah, I can see them having the potential of maybe bringing someone back to life, but let's not forget, we haven't really covered the supernatural slash going beyond science stuff that much. I mean, we touched a little bit on it with the Ghost Rider, but we really haven't really went into that sort of. We really haven't went into that sort of. It's all been about technology with these people, and for them to actually find a way to bring someone back from the dead, it's a little touch and go right now, people. I mean, do we really want to take the chance with that? I mean, do we really want to push that with this storyline? So I'm going with doppelganger, shapeshifter, someone who has the ability to change their appearance, possibly adopt memories from a dead host. I don't know. I mean, we've seen a lot with Hive, so who knows? I mean, it'd be interesting if they found a way to bring back Hive. I'd be down. I mean, Hive was a very interesting. He's probably been one of my favorite baddies in the entire series, minus Bill Paxton's character. But Bill Paxton sadly passed away, so there's not really a way of revamping his character unless they find someone else, and I just don't think they could do that. But my point being is, I'm not believing 100% that is Tess, not just yet. I'm skeptical right now. But Daisy, one thing we learned about her is, out of everybody who's ready to go home, Daisy is not. At least not with her powers intact. I mean, everyone's anxious for her to get her powers back. Even Coulson is wanting her to get back to her human powers. He wants his Quake back. And she offers up, why not just Daisy Johnson, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Okay, fair point. What's up, girl? She does not want to live out Quake, the Destroyer of Worlds. I mean, can you really blame her? But I am not still 100% sold on the fact that she is the one who destroyed the Earth. Don't forget, we have Infinity Wars coming up pretty soon. Before that, Black Panther. Who's to say that something doesn't pop up in that storyline for either one? They could maybe sell us on somebody else being the destroyer of the Earth. Who knows? But speaking of destroying the world, Fitz and Simmons are now thinking that they might be the destroyer of worlds. What? Look, I know you guys are smart, but I just don't see how you're that smart. Graviton, oh yeah. Okay, that makes it a little bit more interesting. Apparently, our favorite scientist and the couple that I ship the most, Fitzsimmons, they apparently think that them messing with Graviton is what sort of caused the whole earth-shattering thing, which I find it interesting that they haven't really covered the villain Graviton. I have a feeling that might, just theoretically, my own opinion, this is just my theory, this is a meta theory, Graviton could come back at some point, and he could be the one to destroy the planet, and Daisy Johnson could be the one to take the fall for it. Just a theory. I mean, we haven't really covered him, and he is a major baddie in the Marvel Comics. So, the Avengers are actually the ones that have to take him down, so possibly. But right now, our mad scientists are thinking that they've done something completely crazy and possibly messed with Graviton in the manner that caused the destruction of the Earth. Once again, I don't see them being the ones to destroy the planet. At least not directly. And who's to say that they don't have a point? I just know that looks are deceiving, especially in any kind of Marvel story. I just know that from experience. So there's a possibility that Daisy could be the one, or Fitzsimmons could be the one, but who knows? But we are learning from Cassius that everything burns. Everything burns. Yeah, his big to-do with the humans and his final threat is if they don't comply, he's just going to basically turn the fire on and set them ablaze. He has bombs or incendiary devices all throughout the oxygen for the human levels. So what would happen with a flip of a switch? He turns on the fire and they all incinerate. Basically, he turns the oven on and sets them to flambe. So humans right now are dealing with that little issue up at the lighthouse. And if things aren't bad enough, Deke is starting to question his loyalties and starting to question his family's way of doing things. Apparently, his father had a temper and was violent when needed to be. Apparently, he was raised up in a lighthouse with the Cree's little to save a life or to earn a life. To take a life is to earn a life. So, with that mantra embedded in his skull, he's learned to get his hands dirty when need be. So, is Deke cut of the same cloth as his father? Possibly not. He is not ready to portray Coulson and the others, and he really doesn't show much of an enthusiasm towards Voss. I mean, after all, do you really want to take sides with the guy who killed your own father, especially whenever you and your father didn't exactly have closure? For once, I'm actually on Deke's side with this. I liked his character from the beginning, but I'm really starting to like his character too, because they're really showing a huge dynamic in his character. I mean, yeah, he has the duality about him, and he is possibly someone who is the shapeshifter in literal sense, to where you don't know which side he's going to be on, which is great. But at the same time, I'm actually rooting for him because I don't want him to be good or bad. I want him to follow what he thinks is best, and in a way, it's usually the smart choice. Even he said himself before he met Coulson and the others, he had a very, very good survival instinct, and I still think that holds true. So seeing his character develop will be interesting, to say the least. And then, of course, you have Tess and Flint, and Tess is showing a lot of loyalty towards Cassius. Once again, I'm not sold that's the actual authentic Tess, but then again, who am I to argue? Because right now, Flint believes that is Tess. So, what's going to take place between Tess and Flint? It call me weird. I don't know if it's just the fact that I've seen so many shipping and so many love stories within the Marvel universe. I'm sensing that there's somewhat some tension between Tess and Flint. That's part of the reason why I'm really hoping it is Tess, because it'd be weird if it was anybody else but Tess. Just for the simple fact of, okay, you have this sort of draw to this person, but kind of find out it's not that person. Awkward. Awkward. Just like, I'm not Tess. Oh, really? Who was I feeling that tension with? Well, no. Sorry. But Tess goes back to Cassius. Apparently, Mac and Yo-Yo are going to give up. They're going to give up and they leave Flint in charge of the people. Flint's not happy about it, but they feel that the best solution is for them to surrender to Cassius and hopefully put an end to the human slaughter. Look, I don't trust Cassius with a match, alright? Let alone the whole human race. I mean, they're on the verge of extinction. You're wanting to trust him. Basically, it's like handing a toddler with a gun. I mean, seriously, do you want to trust Cassius? I mean, my God, people, come on. So, as the people down on Earth are getting ready to take off and go rescue our people up in the lighthouse, Sonera actually shows up at the Zephyr. Oh God, which I love this kid. I love this chick. I mean, she's tough as nails. Always got a witty comment. And for a while, I thought she was a mute because she didn't talk much. She didn't really have many lines. Just a lot of meme mugging, which was fine. But she shows up, so it's possible that's going to put a hitch in the plans. And the best way for them to get off the planet is to ride a gravity wave. Shot in the dark. Just flip a coin. Hey, but that's the way we do it here at S.H.I.E.L.D. We just take our guesses and roll with the punches. Quite literally. So, Mac and Yo-Yo's plan. Basically, they are going to lead Cassius to a trap, and Cassius mocks them because he feels like humans all have a defining trait. They all want to be rebellious and lead each other, basically kind of like blind leading the blind. he's got a point. Humans do rely a lot on hope and security and wanting to stay together, but that's what makes us strong. I mean, in a fictitious world, at a fictitious time, yes, humans do congregate together at our most vulnerable time, and that's what makes us strong. Because you need to learn that, because you're also the person who hides behind all your subordinates. So, the last of the episode really is action packed. You have Cassius versus Yo-Yo Mac and Flint. They have just a quick scuffle, and our people scurry away, leaving Cassius by himself. However, the fight between Sonera and Quake is a little bit more proactive, and for a minute there, I thought Quake was actually going to be truly injured. I mean, come on, she's not going to die. Not the hero of the show. I mean, I know it's about Phil Collins in a way, but we both know that Daisy's the star of the show. So, Daisy takes her lumps, gets beaten up, but who should come to her rescue but Deke himself? And he actually does put Sonera in an awkward position to where she lets her guard down, and when she does, well, straight through the heart. So our girl, Daisy, finally takes out Sonera. That's another one of Cassius's little lackeys that are no longer amongst us. So, them down about 2-3 dozen more Kree to go. But then the episode kind of leaves with sort of an ominous thing. Cassius pretty much figures out the plans of our people and can pretty much predict their moves. When his own people are looking at him weird, saying to themselves, well, how does he know this? He states that they're not the only one he's getting a seer from. Wait, the last time I checked, Robin was dead, so who's giving you inside information? Alright, up next for the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Quake is scared. Daisy is terrified of something. We don't know exactly what. We don't know who, but she is terrified. And Cassius, he basically rages out. I mean, completely goes berserker. I don't know what he's doing. I have a feeling it's something to do with blood, or maybe the blood of the fallen Inhumans. Who knows? I mean, we know what the blood has effects on Inhumans from the Kree, but we don't know what the effect of the Inhuman blood has on Kree itself. So I'm just wondering if he's maybe farming powers. I mean, that to me would probably be, honestly, I would say that'd probably be a very good market in itself. Get a bunch of Inhumans, help them train up and master their powers, and then put them on a ventilator with a siphon and basically have them bleed out possible powers that you can soup up other Kree with, and possibly other alien creatures. So that'd be an interesting theory. Apparently Yo-Yo is going to be at risk, which leaves Max screaming. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how that goes. But alright, that's going to do it right for me. If you guys have any comments, be sure to leave them down below. My question for y'all is, up here, who do you think is going to be the destroyer after this episode? Do you think it's still going to be Quake? Do you think it might be Fitzsimmons? Or do you think it might be another unknown entity? Answer the poll up at the top. But be sure to give me a big thumbs up down below and subscribe to my page and stay tuned to the end of the video for more content. Be sure to leave me a comment down below being all friendly and let me know what you think of the show. But I am Metatron Rail. You're watching Nephilim Entertainment. To all you daydreamers and creators out there, keep your heads in the clouds. Peace.